are only 7 basic fears that I can identify: fear of poverty, fear of imperfect health, fear of pain, fear of failure, fear of loneliness, fear of death, and fear of the unknown. Cannot all superstitions be traced to one of these? Are not amulets, charms, and lucky pieces made to ease one or more fears? Can we not trace most strong negative reactions to one of these 7 fears? In my own life, I know I can. We will study each of these fears in depth, learning not only what it is and how it creeps into our lives, but also the practical steps to gain control. The goal is to change the fear from a barrier to a stepping stone upwards. First, let's consider the fear of poverty. The fear of poverty is the fear of losing material possessions. In its extreme, and particularly in the poor nations of the world, it can be seen as the fear of starvation and the fear of having no place to live. In our modern industrial cultures, the fear of poverty shows its head as a fear of being laid off, or a fear of being eaten up financially by taxes, rising costs, and medical payments. The fear of poverty generally appears in the physical realm, but it is not limited to this. The fear of mental poverty would include the fear of losing creativity or thinking ability. This would mean a mental starvation. A fear of spiritual poverty would be a fear of being shut off from the infinite, a fear of spiritual starvation. It's easy to recognize someone with a fear of poverty. Those who fear poverty cling desperately to what they have. They hang on to all the things as though their lives depended upon it. The chief demand is security. They're materialistic. Yesterday, the news reported an incident of a man who resisted a robbery attempt and lost his life doing so. How much money did he have on his person? $4.28, and a watch worth maybe $25? Would he really exchange his life for something under $30? If you asked him, I believe he would not. It was the fear of poverty, and not the actual cash value, which claimed his life. What price are you paying now, today, to this great fear? The truth is that nothing that you have is permanently yours. You only have possession, use, and control for the short time of your existence on earth. All things in reality are a part of the infinite. Who can say who owns what? 100 years from now, who will own your house or business? Not you. But, you counter, my children will, and I must hang on to everything for them. So I ask you again, 1,000 years from now, who will own your house or business? Not you nor your children. Do you even care? I would hope not. So why cling desperately when to do so imperils your very life and existence? I know of a couple who lived for many years in an apartment, saving for when they could buy their own home. The weekends were spent camping in the mountains or traveling to fascinating places. They loved to hike and explore, to watch and observe all of nature. Finally, 1 year they had enough money to buy a house. Suddenly, the weekends were spent cleaning, mowing the lawn, weeding and watering, things neither liked to do. So what is the value of that possession? What they clung to so desperately was the very thing which denied them liberty. They were possessed, not the possessor. On the practical side, to overcome the fear of poverty is to overcome the fear of limitations. If you knew you could replace everything you might lose, would you worry? Chances are you wouldn't. So the key to controlling this fear is to know you can recreate all that you have. Set up a savings program if you don't already have one. This will give you a sense of security in knowing that you can start again if need be. Or develop alternative vocations if you desire to assure job security. When you realize that there are literally thousands of jobs you could fill or train yourself to fill, how could you possibly fear poverty? It will not happen. For those willing to work and those seeking a better way of life, there is no poverty.